Today marks the beginning of a new journey where academia meets industry and where creativity walks hand in hand with strategy. This unique program has been designed to equip students with the power of storytelling, brand building, and real-time strategy industry immersion. From classrooms here at KJSIM to creative studios at JCL, students of this program will get the unique blend of academic rigor and hands-on industry exposure, making this initiative truly path-breaking. We are honored to have among us today distinguished leaders and visionaries who represent both the academic and corporate worlds. Their presence makes this moment all the more special for our students, faculty, and everyone gathered here. It's my honor to introduce the distinguished guest present with us here today. The Director and Dean of KJSIM Institute of Management, Dr. Raman Ramchandran. He is an accomplished leader with over 22 years at BASF, the world's largest chemical company, where he held key roles like Asia Pacific Business Head for Agricultural Products and Chairman Managing Director of BASF India Limited. After retiring in 2019, he served as an MD and CEO of PI Industries and now continues as a board member. A recipient of FICCI's Lifetime Achievement Award and a certified coach, he is passionate about leadership and organizational energy. Mr. Aditya Bhat, Head of GeoCreative Labs, he has been recognized by Campaign Asia as one of the top 50 influential and purposeful marketers in Asia Pacific. At JCL, the advertising and communication arm of Reliance Jio, he leads integrated campaigns across mainline, digital, branded content, PR, and production for brands such as Tata Motors, SBI, ICICI Bank, and Swiggy. Before taking charge at JCL, Aditya sir founded Business of Ideas, a creative hub known for branded content, intellectual properties, and film marketing. Business of Ideas executed over 40 branded content shows, managed events like Miss India and Mr. India, and marketed more than 50 films. His impactful campaigns, including hashtag Don't Let Her Go and hashtag 11 Minutes, gained wide recognition and were executed in collaboration with the Prime Minister's Office and UN Women. A passionate academic, Aditya sir has been teaching over 18 years at top B schools and mentors aspiring marketers through initiatives like Soul and India Insight. Mr. Amar Kundkar, Head of Brand Services and Business Growth at GeoCreative Labs. From opening portals worldwide for Stranger Things 4 to bringing Bollywood grandeur alive with Sanjay Leela Bansali's Hira Mandi, from shaping narratives with Park Avenue and Everyouth to driving progress with Reliance Petroleum and JSW, Amar sir has built a career on the belief that brands can enhance human experiences. With over 15 years in marketing and advertising, he has led 360-degree campaigns for global and local brands through organizations such as Netflix, Ogilvy, JWT, and Publicis. An MBA in marketing, Amar sir is also a project management professional, an LP coach, and a yoga instructor, blending strategic rigor with human insight in his approach to leadership, branding, and mentorship. Passionate about storytelling, consumer psychology, and mentoring, Amar sir bridges classroom theory with real-world relevance. Outside work, he is an Ironman finisher and endurance athlete, currently on a mission to complete 7 summits. Rooted in purpose and guided by empathy, Amar sir strives to inspire change and create lasting impact. I now call upon Dr. Raman Ramchandran to deliver the director's address.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you. And let me first start by congratulating the batch of 25-27 of this very newly created MBA Marketing Communications. As you heard, It is a very, very unique program, and I will dwell on it a little bit more later. But let me also start by, first of all, inviting and welcoming Aditya, Amar, and the whole team from JCL, and without whom this program would not have reached where we are. Thanks to all of you, and welcome to the Institute. So what I thought I will do in this address is to, particularly for the new batch that is joining, and also for the parents. You already heard about the very, very distinguished kind of people who will be helping you, learn, practitioners and academicians coming together. But I think it's all equally important for you to also understand the legacy of the two institutions that have come together to bring out a program like this. And I'm going to talk about first the KJSIM, briefly talk about Geo, but I think you'll know about it, and I'm sure you will hear from Amar about it. So you're in a campus that is the result of a visionary who kind of lived during the pre-independence days and all the way up to post-independence. A relentless entrepreneur, KJ Somaya, he didn't have schooling. I think he kind of did about 4th standard or something. So unlike most of you, never even passed out of school. But he had a tremendous amount of entrepreneurial spirit that ran in his blood. And he tried his attempt at a number of different businesses and finally succeeded in the sugar business, where he succeeded so well that at one point he was called as the Sugar King of India. And he was also the person who determined the prices of sugar in India. And this is soon after the post-independence day, when sugar prices were kind of regulated by various agencies, etc. Yeah. Now, this gentleman was not just an entrepreneur, he was also a visionary, he was a Gandhian, he was a freedom fighter who lived his life with impeccable values, but also had the great foresight to say that soon after independence, what this country most needed was to educate the millions and people who are there. And hence, he invested all the money that he created into a trust essentially devoted to creating educational institutions. In fact, he believed that you must, in all your might, earn as much as you can with your 2 hands, but you must also have the humility and the vision to actually give away the wealth that you have created with 1,000 hands. And that's exactly what he had done. So today, under the Somaya Trust, there are actually 36 different institutions, including the university campus, that it is just one of them under the 36. It ranges from schools in very, very rural areas, catering to tribal children and rural areas where there are no access to education, to postgraduate institutions like this, where MBA programs are being taught. Not far from here is another campus, equally big, in fact probably slightly bigger, called Ayurvihar, which is dedicated to medical sciences. You'll have the medical college, the Ayurveda college, the nursing college. So I just wanted, as you start your journey, to remember that that's the legacy that you're trying to live up to when you come to the campus. It calls for respecting some of the rules and regulations that the campus adheres to. For example, this is a no alcohol campus. For what it is worth, the founders believe in vegetarianism. It's not about judgment, but we need to respect that belief. This campus is a fully vegetarian campus. And of course, the founder and I personally as a director also believe that to be successful in life, being disciplined is extremely important. So we also request you to kind of understand these values, these ethos, where is it coming from, and kind of live those values and ethos, and I'm sure that you will find that it really helps you as you grow in your career and your life. JCL, as you heard, comes kind of from a very similar legacy also of a founder who came and created tremendous amount of wealth, and an organization which continues to create wealth in newer and newer areas. And I'm really happy that these two institutions are coming together to create this very, very unique program, which you will not find in most parts of India, which is what I now like to call as a work integrated learning, right? There are no programs in India, but these are actually traditional ways of learning in countries like Germany, where you work and you also come to institutions to study, so that whatever you study, you actually practice at work. We don't have programs like that. And as a director of this institution, when I came in here for the last 3 years, we've been trying to foster the the kind of interaction with industry and making sure that academia and industry come together to enable students to be work ready when they come out of the institution. And to me, this is a dream that really has come alive. And I want to thank Aditya and the team, because a lot of these such new initiatives come out of sheer coincidences. We have a sheer coincidence that Jennifer, one of our former students, works in JCL. We had a coincidence that we wanted to have capstone project which gives work experience, and then JCL was ready to take 10, 15 of our students, and through that we met with Aditya, and Aditya had always had this idea of how do we develop a program, and I think he had also attempted it earlier. So we are really glad that this has finally come to fruition, and we are here on this day launching this program. So I want all of you who are joining this program to understand how special you are. And I think you really have a very, very unique opportunity to spend 3 days here to learn the concepts from some of the best in the field from an academic perspective, use the various facilities that are here, but also spend 2 days in geo-creative labs with the best practitioners and minds in the field of brand marketing, content creation, and digital media, and understand how in practice. So by 2 years, when you come out of this program successfully, I think you will know how the industry works. You will understand the concepts that drive this industry. You will be familiar with some of the latest things that happen, and I think that will really set you on a great platform for a career where you can really excel and be a thought leader in this area of brand marketing. Yeah. So with that, I again want to congratulate all of you, wish you the very best. I want to thank my faculty, many of them here who have put in a lot of hard work in trying to develop this very unique program. And we are an institution and a university which really believes in supporting the transformational journey of our students. In fact, the purpose statement of this institute is transform together, which is we enable the transformation of journey of individuals into value-driven and purpose-driven and value-based leaders who build a better world. So we are here, we are also transforming, and I really wish you a great start for this transformational journey that I'm sure will change the way you think about things and how you act in this world. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the inspiring words. I think, as always, your emphasis on leadership, discipline, and learning and growth will set the right tone for the students here. I would now like to invite Mr. Aditya Bhat, sir, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to everyone present here, and thank you. I think I would like to actually call this program a Jodi. In my words, not a partnership, but I come from the world of entertainment. This is a Jodi of two like minds who are planning to create something which is, okay, probably I played something which I pressed a button which has 3 new names, but that's fine. Okay, so it's a Jodi of like minds coming together to try and create. Okay, thank you. To try and create, I would not use the word history, but I think try and create some new beginnings, which I'm hoping that will create history. When I wanted to actually tell you a story and why working with young minds, and I'm not saying that, I've had a long-standing relationship with KJ. I've had some of the best co-partners that I've actually found in KJ Somaya. I've had, and that's where I realized that the foundation of this institute, because when I interacted with the students, वो जो नींव कहते हैं, the foundation was very, very strong. And it was always a pleasure to work with like-minded fellow colleagues. And some of them who were our interns are now our colleagues, right? And it's always been a blessing to work with an organization which gives the right inputs. Let me actually tell you a small story. I used to run a company, as was said, called Business of Ideas. That was because of, I'd lost my job. I used to run a channel called 9X, where I reported to a lady called Indrani Mukherjee. I'm sure it's been, some of you might have read about her. And the channel shut down, and I thought, let me do something of my own. I started creating shows. I didn't want to go back and work. I used to be in Star before that. I owe my career to her husband called Peter Mukherjee, who recruited me in Star, and I was there for 7 years. But when I actually lost my job, I said, let's try and do a show. I was lucky enough that my show did quite well. And I then went on to do many more shows. And I started a company called Business of Ideas, and Reliance was one of my clients. One day when I met Mr. Ambani, and he was quite keen that I be a part of the movement called Jio. And he gave me one advice, and he said, Aditya, what my advice to you is build a new Reliance, a new Jio. Jio was not even launched then. And work with young minds. Don't hire anybody over the age of 30. Probably at that point of time, and I obviously believed and trusted him because he was Mr. Mukesh Ambani. But today I endorse his views completely, because the amount of learning that you get from young minds, and I've always taught, in spite of me working, I've always been teaching, because I believe that the learning should never end. So I think to carry forward his vision, his legacy of always learning, always being involved, and always keep the learning curve ahead, I think the intent was to work with academia and industry coming together as a co-op model, right, to do a course like this. I wanted to actually thank your director who just spoke, and I think it wouldn't have been possible if he did not have or match the similar vision, right? And I think it can only happen when you have a visionary like him who has the ability to understand what the future is, right? So thank you, sir, for actually understanding the need of the hour and making this happen. I also want to thank the beautiful faculty who were extremely great collaborators, who were very positive. Professor Kiran, Professor Anjali, and Professor Rashmi, who've actually been quite as pillars to kind of ensure that this course sees the light of day. While I have thanked the team KJ, and I'm going to be thanking the entire team of JCL, but I believe that there needs to be a catalyst. And this course has only happened because of a lady sitting right here. I started working with her as an intern. She was the topper from KJ, and I've had the best time working with her, right? I learn a lot from her as well. And that's Jennifer. And it's only because of her, enthusiasm, interest, as well as excitement and passion that, because she knew that one would want to do something like this. And without her inputs, right, probably this course would have not happened. So literally, I would call her the godmother of this course in that sense, because that's the reason actually that we are all here. So thank you, Jennifer, for pushing all of us to make great things happen. I think one thing which I wanted to tell you is all the students and the parents that you're very, very lucky. You're very lucky that you've been a part of the first course. We started kind of mid-year. Next year, the competition will be tremendously high. So you've been lucky that you've been fortunate that you've been selected. Make the most out of it, right? It's a beautiful campus. When I first came to KJ, I didn't think I was coming to Mumbai, right? I was like, which city am I in, right? It's a beautiful campus. So you will spend 3 days in nature, and you will come and spend 2 days in the concrete environment, but at our office in BKC, which is one of the most expensive real estate pieces, is the same building or the same complex which has Tesla showrooms and the first Apple and all of it. So you'll be working with, or you'll be rubbing shoulders with Tim Cook, let's say, who sits in the same building as us when he comes to India, right? So I think what I would make sense, and I'm sure Amar will speak a little bit about the vision and JCL, so I'd not steal his thunder. But what I'd like you to do while I finish my talk is to encourage all of you to keep learning, right? To keep reinventing yourself. I strongly believe that what you learn in this class, what you learn at JCL, will just be the beginning, right? Today, the world of AI, and I was just talking before we came up here, is rapidly changing things at a pace that we can't even imagine, right? If I'm out of not following what's happening in the world of AI for, let's say, a week, there's a lot that I would have missed. And thus, I would urge all of you to actually, there's what you would learn and what you'd get to learn from a classroom and what at JCL. But I think the learning, especially the need of the hour today, is not stop learning. Keep updating and upgrading yourself every single hour. Because every day, keep some time out to kind of understand what's happening, what's new, do some courses which are virtual, right? Keep adding to your resume, keep adding to your experience, keep adding to your growth. There will be a team at Geo Creative Labs and there'll be a team at KJ who can guide you, but ultimately you will need to drive yourself and you need to challenge yourself to keep getting better. Because in today's competitive world, degrees will just be a degree, but the knowledge that you get will not be comparable to any degree, or the knowledge which you can get by immersing yourself in live projects, immersing yourself in learning about the new technology is not replaceable, right? So go beyond degrees, go beyond experience, and use this 2 years so that you can get the base right. Because once you get the base right, then there's no stopping you. So thank you very much. Best of luck to new beginnings, and looking forward to creating memories together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us so much to reflect on as we begin this exciting journey. I think your journey is truly inspiring, and all of us here, especially the students, will agree that we are going to carry these words with us. I'll now call over Amar sir to give his address with us.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. How's it going? Have we all fallen asleep or are we awake? Hello, hi guys, how's it going? Simran, it's good to see you. After an immersive internship that you had at JCL, it's lovely to see you once again. Well, hi everyone. This is a special moment for all of us. I don't think anyone in this entire country must have heard of a course wherein you spend 3 days learning from the best of teachers at an institute like KJSIM, and spend 2 days in an organization such as Geo Creative Labs, wherein you learn from the best of the employees and leaders of tomorrow. This course is quite unique in its nature, not just because of the co-op model that we have, but also from a point of view that the way the thinking has been till date, the way the MBA courses have been run till date, the way that everyone has been learning has been evolving and is transforming the leaders of tomorrow. Hence, it's very simple. I wouldn't say simple, but it's a way of studying wherein you go through all your theories, you go through all the studying that you do throughout your course, but you will always have these questions in your mind wherein you'll start wondering, how do these things actually come to life? And this course actually brings that thought to life, wherein whatever you learn in your classrooms, you will get to execute that within the boardrooms with us and the employees of GeoCreative Labs. Um, a small example of that would be, as Simran mentioned, I finished my first mountain summit of Kilimanjaro. Now, you know, you can always read about it, you can watch 100 videos of it, but until and unless you don't start training for it and actually do the experience yourself, it's not going to come to life. Hence, it is important for all of us to make sure that we all indulge, be as curious as possible. I know there'll be some sort of discomfort as well, that what is happening, if we're going to college, we're going to an office, are we a student, are we a professional? Well, guys, y'all are both. And this sort of an experience is going to elevate your thinking, not just for yourself, but your entire environment, your friends, family, and all around you as well. So hence, I welcome all of you guys to this immersive course and look forward to getting to know all of you. Thank you so much.
Those were really thought-provoking words. Thank you so much, sir. We'll now open the floor for a short Q&A session for all the students and faculty.
Hello. Okay. First of all, good afternoon. My question will be, as you mentioned in the speech that we need to learn AI. AI is something which is going to impact a lot in career choices or each and every industry in this market. So, how is AI? I have read articles where it has been written that AI is going to replace every industry, and that is like they are going to replace people and everything. So, do you believe that AI can replace marketing, or you think that marketing and AI can go hand in hand together, but it can't replace marketing? So, is there any point of view regarding that?
You can't read about AI, right? So I think first thing which I urge you to do is stop reading what AI does. It's like saying I want to, he's done triathlon where he swims, he cycles, he runs, right? Let's take an example of swimming. You can't learn swimming by reading about swimming, right? You need to immerse yourself in AI, in the ocean of AI, to understand what AI is. So stop reading about AI. Stop immersing yourself in AI, number one. Then only you'll know what it is. Nobody's going to replace anybody. AI is going to make things better, faster, quicker, but at the same time, the human mind who has created AI is not going to get replaced, right? It's just going to help you to channelize your brain in the right manner. It's like, today we wear clothes in winter to keep ourselves safe. It's I would call it that garment which you have to have with you always, that will keep you doing better than what anybody else is doing. Today, in school they taught you tables and ABCD. I think it's imperative, and today school children are also using AI, right, to understand what uh, it does. I think the world has come at your fingertips. I was fortunate enough to see a beautiful library that Sir was kind enough to show us, which is a state-of-art library. But I was also thinking that all these books in the next few years will just remain to be books, but everything is at your fingertips, right? Where you can actually, AI can do magic, and it's already somebody who's actually who has created that magic and has given you that research and information. What do you do out of it? How do you use it? And how do you create more such magical moments is what AI is there for you to discover. So it's not going to replace anybody, but it's going to be a part of your life. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I just want to respond to your question by, the company NVIDIA?
Sorry?
NVIDIA,
Yes,
right?
I hear
The
about
CEO of that company, Jensen Huang, about 3 weeks ago, was asked a similar question, and he said, AI will not replace any employees, but it will certainly replace employees who don't know how to use AI. Okay, so that's a quick answer to your.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Sure.
Hello. So, as a parent, I just want to have an idea about after 2 years from now. We have a brief idea of MBA and a very little bit idea of MBA in marketing communication because this is the first course. We just want to have an idea what our children will be equipped and ready after 2 years and what will be the avenues for them in the near future. Thank you.
When you do a general management, you do a specialization. Your specialization could be in terms of HR or operations or finance, and there would be a specialization in marketing. So this course starts with the specialization from the word go, which is marketing. So very clearly you've chosen the cohort, or in marketing we call it segmentation. You've chosen the segment, which is a specialization. Now within marketing, right, while we believe that typically people who do marketing, and I'm talking about both aspects, one is the education bit and the second is the job aspects. From an education aspects, typically in a general MBA, marketing, while it becomes a subject, the specialized aspects of marketing come towards the second year. In this course, from day one, you will start engaging and immersing yourself in the aspects of marketing and communications. That's number one, right? And thus, you will learn far more academics of marketing than you would rather do in 1 year in a general management course. So that's point number one. Uh, in terms of work experience and exposure, I think marketing per se is again like an ocean, from brand management to media to advertising to entertainment. And within, now, if you look at anything, right? For example, if you look at media, right, there's OTT, there is film, there is television, there is radio, there is outdoor, there is an entire world that is there, which is a part of media. If you look at brand management again, from being a brand manager in a FinServe company to a mutual fund company, or which is a part of FinServe, or an FMCG company, or a consumer durable company. Digital, right? The digital ecosystem itself. In the past, we had marketing communications where digital was a small part of, there was print, outdoor, radio, television, and a small part which was digital. Today, digital itself is a completely new game altogether. So today there are people who are hiring specifically for social media stroke digital roles, right? So this niche has become more mass, and in this mass there are many cohorts that are opportunities that can be navigated from a perspective of placements.
Okay, from the placement perspective, because I'm the chairperson for placements, one of the things that we notice, recruiters look a lot now on skills. They're constantly asking about skills. It's no longer just about your subject knowledge. And what we do in the general MBA is a lot of focus on certifications, case study competition. We also encourage students to undergo live projects, capstone projects, because that's what the industry is really looking at today. It's no longer a degree. The advantage in a course like this is that from day one itself, right? Like from next week itself, they would be going to the JCL office and working on live briefs, projects, which is really going to enable them, right? So from the day one itself, they're already attuned to the demands of the industry. And it's not only communication, it's the entire gamut of marketing. So there's a lot of branding involved, strategic management, um, communication, digital. So it's also up to the students how you leverage and harness this. So there's going to be a lot of potential for you to also network. Right now, if you're going to confine yourself to only the classroom and what you're doing at JCL, it'll take you up to one level. You have to, we are giving you the platform, both KJSIM and JCL. You have to really tap into that. Thank you.
Ma'am, could you explain the internship also, how it will be going on the JCL? Internship is provided by the GeoCreative Labs. So will you elaborate that?
Okay, so for all MBA programs, we have a summer internship, which is for 8 weeks. It's a mandatory summer internship. And what we do as part of placements, there's a process. Recruiters come to campus, and then the students have to undergo a GD, a PI, a case study competition. All of that happens with a regular MBA. Now, in a program like this, all the students would directly get absorbed into summer internship at GeoCreative Lab. So it's an assured summer internship. You could also speak to Jennifer and Simran. Both of them have done their summer internship. Jennifer, in fact, then got a PPO and she is working as an employee at Geo. Simran is now sitting for her final placements, but she's done the capstone and the summer internship. So you can understand better after talking to both of them. That will be 8 weeks, somewhere in the month of May and June, after their second semester.
I will come with the next question. I'm part of the KJSIM faculty, but just to help the students also, I know it's a very fast-moving industry and with constantly changing media landscape as well as audiences, etc. So what further inputs do you feel that the students should give from their own point of view to develop for a growth and a career in marketing communication? Because KJSIM and Geo are definitely providing some inputs, but from their own initiative, how can they go forward?
I'd say three things would be the most important. Number one, be as curious as possible. Whenever you are at JCL or at KJ Somaya as well, ask as many questions as possible. Do not panic, do not feel the anxiety. Just go ahead and ask whatever questions you may think may be stupid, important, critical in whatever way possible. The second thing I would say is that be able to embrace discomfort. I understand that being in this sort of a model might be unique in nature, but feel free to be able to understand what it is, to be able to ask the right questions back again. Try and understand your environment a little bit more, because as we earlier mentioned that you will be spending a lot of time here in nature at the KJ Institute, as well as being in the concrete jungle back at BKC at the GeoCreative Labs office. So be able to understand the environment as much as possible and do not hesitate to be able to approach anyone, which brings me to my third point. Bring in an approachable sort of a value system wherein you are able to build stronger relationships. Hence, do not hesitate. Feel free to ask as many questions as possible, and whatever relationships you build over here are going to last you a lifetime.
So if I can just add something and to ma'am and just to add on. Ma'am, I feel today, and I'm going to be very, very honest, I think the onus to every parent and a student who's in this room, I think in today's time, age, era, the onus is not on the college or the organization that you work with only. I think the onus is completely onto the student on how he or she is going to upskill, upgrade, and move with the times. I think, I've taught for 23 years now, and I'm in touch with the people whom I've mentored, whom I've taught. I think what really happens to 95% of them, that they need to de-learn and relearn what they've learned in their classrooms, right? Um, this, a part of that exposure or experience that you're going to get will be experience and exposure that you're going to get while you're at JCL. While things might be structured in KJSIM, things might not be structured as structured in Geo-Creative Labs. But that's exactly what the student will get, that experience and exposure. Because we are not running a college. We are doing this because we want to actually ensure that the students gets that experience and exposure. There are some days where you'll have to be tested with patience. There are some days that you'll be given work to do, research to do, projects to do that will test your patience, right? So and that's what happens in a corporate world as well, because no day is same, no day is going to be structured and planned, right? And you need to be keeping yourself on your toes at any given point of time. So don't put your eggs in one basket, right? Gone are the days that, and I keep saying this, that you start from an organization and you retire from that organization. Today, people, it's been considered even 1.5, 2 years in a company as too much, right, in the start. So, there are people that I know who have worked in an industry for 10 years, 12 years, and then probably for them to jump to a new industry, especially in this dynamic world, becomes very difficult and different, right? So you need to stop being frogs in the pond and saying, even if tomorrow, after 2 years, you start working somewhere, keep your mind open, understand what's happening around you, embrace technology, embrace learning, because then only you'll be open to new challenges.
So I just want to add a couple more things that probably are very important. One is, and I think Aditya alluded to it when he spoke, which is that it's guaranteed that everything that you learn is going to be outdated in 6 months to 9 months, right? Now, you go probably a little bit more fortunate than most others who go to an educational institution, because you're going to be spending 2 days at a workplace, so you at least have some visibility of how things are changing. So the only thing one thing that you should really focus on, learning to learn. Because for your success in career, this is going to be the most crucial factor, which is how do you constantly learn, because things are going to be changing from a technology perspective, from a geopolitical perspective, in most rapid manner that we haven't seen in the last maybe 50, 100 years, right? So that is one. The second is, as we speak to a lot of recruiters and we often ask them, what is it that you look for when you're employing people? The consistent response that comes from most of them is attitude. The attitude of getting things done, right? The attitude of taking on things which make you uncomfortable. And if you look at everyone who has succeeded and had a great career, one single attribute is that they were never comfortable. They never stayed in their comfort zone, right? People who were finance people willing to go and do HR job, right? Many people in the young generation that we meet don't like sales job because they said, they think this is some intellectually not for an MBA student. But people who get out of the comfort zone and also have an attitude of, I have to get things done, right? This is the second most important attribute here. So I thought I'll just add these two.
Just adding, in our organization, the highest paid job is a sales job. Because if you get business to an organization, then you're the most valued and revered in the organization. Right? Much more than a chief AI officer also, because you're ultimately getting business. So don't look down upon any job. Lastly, I just wanted to say, I keep telling my team, ki ek saal mein a lot of ads that you see will be AI. I was watching yesterday cricket on Sony Live, right? Some of you also, if you had not boycotted it, but watched the India-Pakistan match. Out of some 7 or 8 ads that I saw, 2 were AI. So it's not happening 1 year from now. It's already happening, right? So the shift is happening. How fast it'll happen is for us to probably guesstimate, right? Yeah.
So to start with, my experience was really great and uncomfortable, like Amar sir mentioned. So we got to work on a lot of brands, namely Milk Basket, Soul, and also for their in-house production, Hai Junoon, which we've all seen the success for. But uncomfortable in the sense, getting out of my comfort zone, doing things that I've never done before, attending meetings, client feedbacks, all of it. But I've already realized that with this discomfort grew my learning curve, right? So, I mean, altogether, I think the whole experience of learning has grown a lot at JCL, and I'm very thankful to all of them present here. So yeah, all in all, it was very great. As we come to the close of today's inaugural ceremony, it's my honor to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of KJSIM Institute of Management, I extend my deepest gratitude to our chief guests, Dr. Raman Ramchandran, Mr. Aditya Bhat, and Mr. Amar Kundkar for their inspiring presence and words. I also thank our colleagues from GeoCreative Labs, our program director team, respected faculty members, staff, students, and parents, and everyone else present here for being a part of this memorable occasion. This MBA Marketing Communications program represents not just academic learning, but a partnership of creativity, strategy, and leadership that will shape the future of marketing. Thank you once again. We will be ending the YouTube live now. I now request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.